was a child, my parents used to only tell me ghost stories for me to go to sleep. And today I would like to tell you about Francesca Woodman on being an angel. I bought this book quite a long time ago. I think it was 2016 at Foam Museum of Photography in Amsterdam. It was an exhibition of Francesca Woodman, and the name of the exhibition is On Being an Angel. Actually, this book is a catalog of this same exhibition with the same name that originally started in Stockholm, in Sweden, in the Museum of Modern Art. So they published the book first, they had an exhibition, and then the exhibition was traveling to Amsterdam, and from Amsterdam to the André Bresson Foundation in Paris, also 2016. And I decided to have this book because I was always quite a fan of Francesca Woodman's work. She attracted me with her very mysterious sort of aesthetic and also very disturbing images. Since I was a child, I really liked reading ghost stories, and I have quite a lot of ghost stories here at my house, as you see. And what I saw from Francesca Woodman's work, when I saw it for the first time in my life, I immediately saw the resemblance of her work with the Gothic fiction that I really liked since I remember. So her work was some kind of an adult fairy tale for me. And it's really full of symbolism, tombs and angels and demons and ghosts. In this case, to produce the images of ghosts, Francesca Woodman used long exposure and slow shutter speed to really make the images blurry and the figures unidentifiable. Also, you can see figures of women, or herself in this case, wearing a black dress as a widow or some kind of a Victorian time character. So a Victorian time woman who was maybe pushed into solitude and maybe went mad because of some circumstances. So I was really drawn by her work before I went to the exhibition. As you see, there are also color work. So when I saw this book, I decided that it's a nice thing to have in my collection. And also another thing what attracted me about Francesca Woodman is her really tragic life. She committed suicide at the age of 22 in 1981. She jumped from a building in New York, and her suicide was a sequence of different traumatic events. Francesca was sending her self-portraits and also her images of different models that she photographed. So she sent all the images to different magazines, to different open calls, but she was always ignored. No one recognized her talent. During the same time, she broke up with the person that she really loved, and that's when she decided to end her life. And as you see here in the book, if you would go to an exhibition of Francesca, her images are really small. So they are small in the book, but this is the actual size also in the exhibition. It's almost like you are peeking through a magic eye. And of course, Francesca Woodman was kind of a selfie pioneer. So she started off taking selfies before word selfie was even known to us as it's known now. But in her work, she didn't really focus on herself. Of course, it was herself as a model, but it wasn't really about herself. She used her body mostly as a canvas. She wanted to show her despair. She wanted to show her emotional state at the moment she took a picture. Her main references, as I said already, they were Gothic fiction, but also she was very inspired by Surrealism, especially by Man Ray, and also Duane Michaels. And from Duane Michaels especially, she took signatures on the images, and also the images of blurry angels and a lot of symbolism as well. As you see, for example, there are some signatures on her images here. This is the image that gave a name to the exhibition, On Being an Angel. So she was directly writing on her images too. It was a part of her aesthetics. Her very first image, very first selfie, she took when she was 13. It's funny that we can see here in 1972 in Antella in Italy. It's almost like Francesca is using a selfie stick. Her images cause a lot of anguish, a lot of despair in her viewers. For example, this image here, it's from 1976 and it's called Horizontale. And it's Francesca Woodman's legs that are wrapped with the tape or plastic or something, but you see that her flesh is actually being violated. So she shows a lot of physical pain. And with this, she also underlines her emotional and psychological pain.